You think you know The Amazing Spider-Man? Well, here's some things you may not have known about Andrew Garfield's portrayal of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Got a description?
Well, no, he was a mask.
A mask?
Yeah, and most of his victims are suspects. Some of them with serious rap sheets. They're calling him a vigilante.
Okay, he's not a vigilante. He's an anarchist.
Help me, somebody! Arrest me! Please get me out of here!
The first time Andrew Garfield tried on his Spider-Man costume, he began to cry. Garfield seemed to be proud of being cast as the well-known superhero and would often be caught playing basketball with kids during breaks. The Amazing Spider-Man was the first feature film about the wall crawler where Mary Jane Watson was not his love interest. In this film, they decided to ditch the well-known redhead and instead have Peter Parker fawn over Gwen Stacy. The change was extra strange because Emma Stone, who was usually seen with red hair, had blonde hair for the film.
Welcome to Oscorp. My name's Gwen Stacy. I'm a senior at Midtown Science, and I'm also head intern to Dr. Connors. So I'll be with you for the duration of your visit. Where I go, you go. That's the basic rule. If you remember that, all will be fine. And if you forget that, then...
Just tell him Rodrigo Rivera is down here. Please, just tell him Rodrigo Rivera's down here! I'm Rodrigo!
Well, I guess I don't need to tell you what happens if you forget that.
Inside of Peter Parker's bedroom is a photo of actor and comedian Donald Glover. This little Easter egg in The Amazing Spider-Man was to pay homage to Glover's Twitter campaign to play Spider-Man. Even though he did not get to play Spider-Man in this film, his Spider-Man connections continued. He has a major role in Spider-Man Homecoming. He played Miles Morales, who is Spider-Man from another dimension in Ultimate Spider-Man, and wore Spider-Man pajamas in an episode of Community. Rhys Ifans, who plays Dr. Kirk Connors, prepared for his role by going about his daily activities by only using his left hand.
Man, you all right back there? Are you tweaking, man?
Just drive.
Okay.
Stunt coordinator Andy Armstrong was inspired by silent films while choreographing Spider-Man's moves. In one of Keaton's shorts, he grabs the back of a moving car and rides it out of frame. In The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Armstrong figured out how to mimic the legendary scene, and it was included in the movie. Most of the stunts in the film were performed by actors and stuntmen. Mark Webb decided to use as little CGI as he could. Large crews built multiple rigs on Riverside Drive in Harlem. While Peter is spying on Gwen in The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the dog that appears in the scene actually belongs to Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield. Back in 2013, when the actors were dating, the two adopted the pooch.
You should probably go to the nurse. You might have a concussion. What's your name?
You don't know my name?
No, I know your name. I just want to know if you know your name.
Peter. Parker. Peter Parker.
Okay, good.
In the scene where Peter Parker sees Gwen from afar, he crosses a busy street in order to talk to her. The filmmakers wanted Peter Parker to mimic a cartoon character in love floating toward their beloved. Peter may have appeared to have dodged all incoming traffic, but Andrew Garfield was injured. If you look closely, a taxi cab runs over the actor's heel. The filmmakers made it into a little gag though. The cab's side view mirror gets snapped off as the love-struck hero crosses the street. Visual effects artists studied a plethora of thunderstorms in order to come up with a perfect look for Electro. They also watched bioluminescent animals as well and studied nebulae in order to make Jamie Foxx's character look like electricity was running through him.
I designed this power grid. Now I'm gonna take back what is rightfully mine. I will control everything, and I will be like a god to them.
A god named Sparkles?
And here's a bonus one. In an interview with Conan O'Brien in 2011, Paul Giamatti told the late-night host that he dreamed of playing the Rhino.
I want to play one of the bad guys, and what I hope they do is revive from my childhood the Rhino.
His dream came true a few years later when he was asked to be a part of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. The Rhino suit was mainly created by CGI, but Giamatti also wore a rig while he was on set.
He had like a Rhino suit on, yeah. And like his face was sticking out of the Rhino suit.
Yeah.
And he had like a horn.
Yeah.
He looked like a rhino.
And
why would I not want to do that?
That's it for this episode of You Think You Know Movies. Make sure to subscribe, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and get the latest movie and TV news on ScreenCrush.com.